Of course, it's cloudy now, but we're not here for the perfect lighting, we're here to discuss. I was having a hard time with the title of this video because I didn't want it to be too clickbaity. Also, I need you to click. This subject is so personal. This is not me pretending that I'm a specialist in the sobriety field. You have to keep in mind that this is just my personal opinion and my personal life experiment about being sober for the past 2 years or so. And I'm just here to share my sober journey with you. Maybe inspire you to try something new. Maybe it's not working out, or maybe it's working out but you find it super hard. Hopefully that could help you. Just to give you a quick recap, if it's the first time you see me, been sober for a little more than 2 years and I was drinking for about 30. I know that's a lot. But if you want to know my whole story, I do have other videos that explain the whole process, and I made a playlist. It's called I Quit Drinking. I think I have like 5 or 6 videos about this topic where you can understand better where I'm coming from. Today we're going to talk about how I stay sober. What I think works best for me. Well, not what I think, because it is working amazingly for me. So I just want to share that. So we're gonna go back and forth, you know, with the climb and this, and you know, hopefully you enjoy.
Past 7 months has been the easiest. Well, actually, I stopped completely thinking about it since I've started climbing. Well, obviously, I'm not suggesting that you start climbing. I'm just suggesting that obsessing over something else is gonna help you. And clearly, I have an addictive personality. I'd rather obsess on climbing than obsessing over how many bottle of wine I can drink in one day.
So I do think that finding a passion, something that you can obsess over, is a good way to stop thinking about drinking. And like I said, I'm not suggesting that you start climbing and, you know, everything is gonna be better. I'm just saying that obviously I found this for me. Maybe for you it's completely something else. It could be like doing puzzles, it could be knitting, whatever it is. And I know some of you are gonna say, but Jonathan, I don't care about climbing, I don't have a passion, I don't know what I want to do. And to that I will say, well, try things. It's like me in this instant. I try climbs that I can't do. I think I can do them. I'm not sure if I'm gonna like the style of climbing, but I still go and try them. And even if I can't make it to the top, I just keep going back. And that's exactly what it is. You have to try different things to take your mind off of it, even if you don't know if you're like it. We have to stop with this bullshit. I don't like that, but you've never tried it. No, I'm not gonna do that. I suck at it, but you've only tried it 3 times. And also you might say, Jonathan, learning something new is hard. Believe me when I say that learning something new is much easier than staying on your couch and complaining about that fact that you're not able to forget about drinking. That makes sense. It makes sense in my head. Hopefully it makes sense with you.
Okay, me and slopers is not the best friends ever. I hate them with a passion. That's why I hate them so much. You can't, there's nothing, this one is good because it's on the side, but it's a lot of tension in the forearm. I'm getting there slowly. If we make an analogy about, you know, the drinking, you can't beat yourself up if you don't stop at the first try, but you got to keep trying. That's the main thing. It's pretty much the same thing with that stuff. It's crazy. You know, if I give up every time I don't succeed, I'll never know if I can actually finish one, you know? All right, that was one of my goals of the day. I'm happy.
And it's also super easy to find excuses not to try new things. And I'm gonna give you a really good example of this climbing thing that I do now. About 10 years ago, my girlfriend used to tell me, Jonathan, just come climbing, you're gonna love it, and I'm scared of heights. I really don't like it. And she was saying, you're gonna get over this. I even had friends that were telling me, Jonathan, just come climbing. You're gonna love it. It's good for you. And I chose not to because I was afraid of height, but my main excuse was I didn't want to hurt myself because of my work. Since I'm a tattoo artist, I didn't want to up my wrist. And ironically, the thing that hurted me the most in the past 10 years is my work. I couldn't move my wrists anymore. I had tendonitis starting from my neck, and it was so funny to me that the excuse I used not to do that was that thing that gave me the most pain in those 10 years. And also one thing that I never thought I would find when I started climbing is a sense of community. I'm not saying that I'm not social. Obviously, I like people, I do this. But I thought that it was gonna be more of an exercise of me, I'm gonna go climb, I'm gonna go with a friend or two, whatever, but that's it. And it turns out I go climbing a lot by myself. And you always end up talking to people. Even though if you have nothing in common with those people. If you like climbing, then fine, you're gonna talk about climbing, they're gonna give you tricks, you're gonna give them tricks. I love the climbing community. To tie this up with doing things to try to keep your mind off drinking is that sense of community is also get out the house and talking to other people than just talking to people that have the same problem that you have. If you keep every day talking and thinking about how hard it is not to drink, obviously I think you're making it harder on yourself. Just getting out there, doing that sport and finding this sense of community, it made it that I completely forgot. Like this past 7 months, it's the first time in that 2 years span that I didn't think one time about drinking, focusing on something completely different of everything you ever done before, because that's the thing too. I've never climbed before. But if I would have started that while I was drinking, to believe you me, I would have climbed drunk. For sure. It's kind of the only activity in my life right now that it was never associated with drinking. So I think that's what makes it easier for me. So it's very refreshing. And it's actually during making this video that I just realized climbing is the only thing I've never done drunk. Everything else in my life I had a drink before doing, or if it wouldn't have been booze there at the first time, I wouldn't have gone. So probably I would have brought a flask or something. I think that's one of the secret. I think that's my secret anyway. I just realized that is this is the first time that I'm doing something that is not associated with alcohol. It feels pretty good. And talking to other people too. There's no talk about alcohol. I climb in the morning. Nobody talks about happy hour. Nobody talks about, how drunk they were last night or how hungover they are. That's quite interesting. That's why I like making those videos. It makes me think as well. I do have my notes of stuff that I want to talk about, but then, like the brain works as magic. Oh, wait. It's my sister calling. I'm very proud of her right now. She's working on a new project. Hello? Bouge pas. T'es en vidéo en ce moment. J'étais en train d'enregistrer quelque chose. I apologize. I forgot to close my phone. So, like I was saying, I think that being surrounded in a different environment and surrounded with different people that you might have nothing in common with other than that new thing that you want to do, I think it's a great way to start obsessing over something else than just, oh my God, I want to have a drink. You have to kick yourself in the ass to get out of that state of mind, because obviously it's not gonna happen on its own. I was trying to do that climb and I couldn't. Like, for some reason, the first move, they were super easy. I got it very fast. For some reason, I wasn't able to find the right tension to do the last two moves. I swear to you, I tried this thing for maybe 40 times. I saw 12-year-old kids do it right in front of me and also flash it, meaning on the first try, they succeeded. Everyone was able to do it but me. Have you ever had that feeling that everyone is better than you? Everybody's got their shit together but you. And that everybody is succeeding at that thing that you're trying to do. And for some reason, you're the only one left behind. Everybody feels like that at some point. Obviously, this is the analogy with climbing, and I think that with being sober is a little more serious than not being able to climb up a boulder. But I think they relate to each other in the sense that maybe you're trying to quit or you're trying to stay sober and you find it super hard and you're looking around you and everybody that, like, you find videos like this and you go like, whoa, this guy's got his shit together, why can't I? You never know how many times that person you're looking at succeeding at that thing that you want to do tried to succeed at that thing. You're only seeing that little part of the iceberg. And the only reason why you're feeling that way, that you're the only one not having your shit together, is because you're comparing yourself to these people. But you don't know their past. You don't know what they've been through. And you don't know how many times they tried that thing that you're trying to do. And just to give you an example, I tried quitting alcohol 4 times before this one that stuck for longer. 2 months and then another 4 months. I started again, then another 5 months. And it was not easy. I quit smoking. It's the same thing. I tried maybe like 5 times before it stuck, and now it's been 15 years. But if you compare yourself to other people all the time, of course, there's always going to be someone better than you. And by better, I mean that has more experience in that thing that you're trying to do. And if you compare yourself with these people, you're always gonna feel like shit. But you have to focus on yourself, not other people. Once you stop comparing yourself to other people, that's when you realize the progress that you make. Again, I go back to this boulder I was trying to do. I failed 30 times, but every time I understood a little bit more and a little bit more. And then at the end of the day, I quit because it's physical. The skin's, you can't see that, it's too much sun, but the skin started to rip. So I have to take a break, but I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna try again. I will be able to do it. It's the same thing with that drinking thing.
Fallait j'en parle. Wow, j'ai jamais été capable de le faire.
It's pretty much it. If you have any questions, please do so in the comment section. It's always a pleasure to answer you. And I hope you find that thing that makes you get out of your head. I truly hope you do. And maybe give a shot to climbing. Who knows? You might enjoy it. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I will see you next time.